Picture this. It's a Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Margaret, 71 years old, is in her kitchen making a cup of tea. The kettle is just starting to whistle. Sunlight is coming through the window. Everything feels normal, safe. Then the phone rings. She wipes her hands on her dish towel, walks over, and picks up. "Hello?" she says. The voice on the other end is stern, official, a man. "This is Agent Davis from the Internal Revenue Service. We have a serious problem, ma'am. Our records show you owe $12,000 in back taxes. There's a warrant out for your arrest right now." Margaret's heart starts pounding. Her hands begin to shake. She's never owed taxes before. She's always paid on time. But this man sounds so official, so certain. "There must be a mistake," she says, her voice trembling. "No mistake, ma'am," he says, his tone getting sharper. "The warrant has been issued, but I can help you. If you pay right now, we can stop the police from coming to your home. You need to go to the store immediately and buy $12,000 in gift cards. Then call me back with the numbers. Do you understand? This is urgent. Every minute you wait, you're in more danger." Margaret is terrified now. Her mind is spinning. Gift cards? That sounds strange. But he said police, arrest, warrant. She's 71 years old. The thought of police coming to her door, of being arrested, of her neighbors seeing, it's overwhelming. I don't know," she stammers. "Ma'am, listen to me," the voice says, now with a tone of fake concern. "I'm trying to help you, but you need to act now. Don't tell anyone about this call. This is a federal matter. If you tell anyone, you could be charged with obstruction. Do you understand?" And Margaret, sweet Margaret, who volunteers at her church, who bakes cookies for her grandchildren, who has never broken a law in her life, she believes him. 30 minutes later, she's at the drugstore, her hands still shaking, buying gift cards. 2 hours after that, she realizes she's been scammed. $12,000. Gone. Just like that. Now, imagine a different scenario. Same time, 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. Margaret's neighbor, Linda, 68 years old, is also at home. Her phone rings. She picks up. "This is Agent Miller from the Social Security Administration. Your Social Security number has been suspended due to suspicious activity. We need to verify your information immediately or your benefits will be permanently stopped." Linda doesn't say anything for a moment. She takes a breath. 1 second. Then she says calmly, "What's your name again? And your badge number? I'd like to verify this through the official Social Security number before we continue." There's a pause on the other end. The voice changes slightly, becomes more aggressive. "Ma'am, this is urgent. We don't have time for that. Your account is being closed right now unless you—" 2 seconds. Linda interrupts. "I understand, but I have a personal policy. I never handle important matters over unsolicited phone calls. I'll call the official Social Security Administration directly to discuss this. Thank you." The voice gets louder now, trying one more tactic. "If you hang up, you'll lose all your benefits. Your number will be permanently—" 3 seconds. Click. Linda hangs up. She sits there for a moment, her tea still warm in her hand. Then she picks up her phone again and calls the real Social Security Administration, using the number from their official website. "Hi, I just received a call claiming my Social Security number was suspended," she says. The real agent on the line sighs. "You did the right thing hanging up, ma'am. That's a scam. We would never call you about something like that. Your account is fine." Linda saved herself from losing everything. Not because she's smarter than Margaret, not because she's more tech-savvy or younger or better educated, but because she knew one simple rule, the 3-second rule. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you exactly what Linda knew, step by step, so that this never, ever happens to you or anyone you love.
But first, let's talk about why this is happening more than ever before. Right now, at this very moment, while you're watching this video, there are thousands of scammers sitting in call centers, sometimes overseas, sometimes right here in America, dialing numbers. They're not calling randomly. They're specifically targeting people over 65. Why? Because statistics show that older adults are more likely to be polite, more likely to trust authority, more likely to have savings, and less likely to report scams because of shame or embarrassment. These criminals know this. They study it. They practice their scripts. They train on how to sound official, how to create panic, how to isolate you from family who might question what's happening. And it's working. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans over 60 lost more than $3 billion to scams last year alone. $3 billion. That's not a typo. And phone scams, the kind that got Margaret, they're the most common. Every single day, 15,000 Americans receive a scam call. Some hang up immediately, but some, like Margaret, believe the voice on the other end, and their lives change forever. The money they've saved for decades, for retirement, for emergencies, for leaving something to their grandchildren, it vanishes in an afternoon. But here's what makes me so frustrated and so determined to share this with you. These scams are preventable, 100% preventable. Not with complicated technology, not with expensive services, but with information, with awareness, with knowing exactly what these criminals do and how to stop them in 3 seconds flat. So let's break down exactly what happened to Margaret, because when you understand the formula these scammers use, you'll spot it instantly. Step 1, they create immediate fear. They don't call and casually mention a problem. No, they hit you with a crisis. There's a warrant for your arrest. Your social security number has been suspended. Your bank account has been compromised. Your grandson is in jail and needs bail money right now. The words are designed to trigger panic. And when you're in panic mode, your logical brain shuts down. You stop asking questions. You stop thinking. You just react. And that's exactly what they want. Step 2, they create urgency. This isn't something you can think about. This isn't something you can call them back about tomorrow. No, it's happening right now. The police are on their way. Your account will be closed in the next 10 minutes. If you don't act immediately, you'll lose everything. They're counting on you being so scared and so rushed that you don't have time to stop and think, wait, does this make sense? Step 3, they isolate you. This is critical. They know that if you talk to your daughter, your son, your neighbor, your friend, someone will say, that doesn't sound right. That's probably a scam. So they cut off that possibility before you even think of it. This is a federal matter. You cannot discuss this with anyone or you'll be charged with obstruction of justice. If you tell your family, they could be implicated too. This is confidential. If you share this information, we can't help you. They're building a wall around you, making you feel like you're alone, and the only person who can help you is the person on the phone, the scammer. Step 4, they ask for unusual payment. And this is where, if you're paying attention, the whole thing falls apart. Because no legitimate government agency, no real bank, no actual law enforcement will ever ask you to pay with gift cards or wire transfers to some random account or cryptocurrency. Never. But in the moment, when you're scared and rushed and isolated, you might think, well, maybe this is just how they do things now. And you go to the store and you buy the cards and you read them the numbers over the phone. And the moment you do, that money is gone. Untraceable, unrecoverable, gone.
Now here's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about, but I think it's the most important part. Falling for one of these scams does not mean you're stupid. It does not mean you're gullible or naive or foolish. Margaret is a smart woman. She raised 3 children. She managed a household budget for 50 years. She volunteers. She reads. She's sharp. But these scammers are professionals. This is their job. They've done this thousands of times. They know exactly which words to use, exactly how to modulate their voice to sound official and concerned and urgent all at once. They practice, they refine their scripts, they study human psychology. So if you've fallen for something like this, or if someone you love has, please don't blame yourself or them. The shame and embarrassment that victims feel, that's actually what scammers rely on. Because when people feel ashamed, they don't talk about it. They don't report it. They don't warn others. And the scammers keep winning. But today, that cycle stops. Because you're going to learn something that makes you immune to this. Not just resistant, immune. And it starts with those 3 seconds. Let's go back to Linda. Remember what she did? The phone rang. Someone claimed to be from Social Security, claimed her number was suspended. And instead of panicking, she did something simple. She paused. She took 1 second to breathe, to not react immediately. Then, second 2, she asked a simple question. What's your name and badge number? I'd like to verify this through official channels. Notice she didn't argue. She didn't accuse them of being a scammer. She stayed polite. But she also didn't comply. She created a boundary. And then, second 3, when they started pressuring her, when they tried to make her afraid of hanging up, she did the most powerful thing possible. She hung up. Just like that. 3 seconds. That's all it took. 1 second to pause and breathe. 1 second to ask a verification question. 1 second to hang up if they pressure you. 3 seconds that saved her thousands of dollars and countless hours of heartbreak and stress. And here's the beautiful part. It works for every scam call. Every single one. Because real government agencies, real banks, real law enforcement, they don't operate like scammers. They don't call you out of nowhere with urgent demands. They don't threaten you with immediate arrest. They don't ask for gift cards. They don't tell you to keep secrets from your family. Real institutions send letters. They give you time. They provide official numbers you can call back.
They want you to verify. They encourage you to be careful. Scammers do the opposite. So when you use those 3 seconds, when you pause, when you ask to verify, when you hang up if they pressure you, you're not being rude. You're not missing out on something important. You're protecting yourself. You're being smart. You're being strong. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if it really is the IRS? What if I really do owe money? What if my Social Security really is suspended and I hang up and something bad happens? Let me put your mind at ease right now with some facts. The Internal Revenue Service, the real IRS, never, and I mean never, initiates contact with taxpayers by phone to demand immediate payment. Never. They send letters, multiple letters. And if you owe money, you have time to respond, time to set up a payment plan, time to talk to an accountant. They don't call and say pay right now or go to jail. That's not how it works. Same with Social Security. The Social Security Administration does not suspend Social Security numbers. That's not a thing. Your number doesn't get suspended, ever. And they don't call out of the blue to tell you there's a problem. They send letters to your address. Banks, same thing. If there's suspicious activity on your account, you'll get a text, an email, a letter, or you can log into your account and see an alert. But they won't call you and demand you verify your account by giving them your password or your PIN number or buying gift cards. That doesn't happen. So if you hang up on a scam call, even if in some universe it was somehow legitimate, which it won't be, but let's say it was, nothing bad happens. You can call the organization back yourself using the official number, the number on the back of your Social Security card, the number on the IRS website, irs.gov, the number on the back of your credit card or bank statement. When you call them through the official number, you're in control. You know you're talking to the real organization, and if there really is a problem, they'll tell you, and you can handle it calmly, without pressure, without fear, without someone rushing you into a terrible decision.
Let me give you 5 red flags that should make you hang up immediately. 5 signs that the person on the phone is absolutely, definitely, 100% a scammer. Red flag number 1, they create panic and urgency. If someone calls and says there's an emergency, a crisis, a warrant, a suspension, and you need to act right now, that's a scam. Real problems don't work like that. Real institutions give you time. Red flag number 2, they ask for unusual payment, gift cards, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, cash sent in the mail, Venmo or Cash App to some random account. No government agency, no legitimate business asks for these. If they do, it's a scam, 100%. Red flag number 3, they tell you to keep it secret. Don't tell your family. Don't hang up and call someone else. This is confidential. Scammers want you isolated. They know the moment you talk to another person, that person will tell you it's a scam, so they cut that off. If someone tells you not to talk to anyone else, hang up immediately. Red flag number 4, they threaten you. Arrest, deportation, losing your benefits, lawsuits, cops showing up at your door. Real agencies don't threaten, they inform. They give you options. They work with you. Threats are a scammer tactic to shut down your logical thinking. Red flag number 5, they ask for personal information to verify your identity. They might say, to verify this is really you, I need your Social Security number, or your bank account number, or the security code on the back of your credit card, or a code that was just texted to your phone. Never give this information to someone who called you. Never. Because if they called you, they should already have your information. Asking you to provide it is a trick to steal it. So here's what you do the moment you recognize even one of these red flags. You take a breath, you say calmly and politely, I don't handle important matters over unsolicited phone calls. Please send me official written correspondence and I'll respond appropriately. Goodbye. And then you hang up. You don't need to explain, you don't need to argue, you don't need to prove anything. Just hang up. And I promise you, if it was a scammer, they won't call back. They'll move on to the next number on their list, hoping for someone who doesn't know what you now know. But what if you've already given information? What if you already bought the gift cards? What if you already sent money? First, please don't panic and don't be ashamed. You're not alone. This happens to good, smart people every single day. But you need to act fast. If you gave credit card information, call your credit card company immediately. Tell them you were scammed. They can freeze the card, reverse charges, issue a new number. If you gave bank account information, call your bank right away. Same thing. They can freeze the account, monitor for fraudulent activity, protect your money. If you bought gift cards and gave the numbers, call the gift card company. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes if you report it quickly enough, they can freeze the remaining balance before the scammer drains it. And report the scam. Call your local police department. File a report.
Then report it to the Federal Trade Commission at ftc.gov/complaint or call 1-877-FTC-HELP. Even if you can't get your money back, and I'll be honest, recovering money from scams is very difficult, reporting it helps. It creates a record. It helps law enforcement track patterns. It might prevent the next person from being victimized.
Now here's the part that I think is the most important of all. You need to share this. Not just watch this video and feel relieved that you know what to do now. Actually share it. Call your sister, your brother, your friend from church, your neighbor across the street. Send this video to your children and ask them to watch it with your grandchildren so the whole family knows. Because here's the thing. Margaret didn't know about the 3-second rule, but Linda did. And the difference between them wasn't intelligence or education or age. It was information. One person had it, one person didn't. So let's make sure everyone has it. Print out those 5 red flags and put them by your phone. Teach your spouse. Talk about it at your next coffee date or card game. Make it normal to discuss scams, not shameful. Because scammers rely on silence. They rely on people being too embarrassed to admit they almost fell for it or did fall for it. But when we talk openly, when we share information, when we warn each other, we take away their power. We protect not just ourselves, but our entire community. And that's what this is really about. Not just keeping your money safe, though that's important, but keeping your dignity, your independence, your peace of mind safe too. When you know how to spot a scam, when you know you can hang up without fear, when you know you're protected, life gets a little bit easier. You can answer your phone without that spike of anxiety, wondering if this is going to be someone trying to trick you. You can go about your date confident that you've got this handled. And that confidence, that peace, it's priceless. So let me leave you with this. The next time your phone rings and you don't recognize the number, it's okay to let it go to voicemail. Real people leave messages. Scammers usually don't. But if you do answer and something feels off, remember the 3-second rule. 1 second, breathe. 2 seconds, ask to verify. 3 seconds, hang up if they pressure you. That's it. 3 seconds that could save you thousands of dollars. 3 seconds that could save you from heartbreak and stress and shame. 3 seconds that turn you from a potential victim into someone who's protected and informed and strong. You've got this. You really do. And now, so does everyone you're going to share this with. Because together, when we look out for each other, when we share what we know, we make it just a little bit harder for scammers to win. And that's a victory worth celebrating.